Bismillah.
Yeah. So what were you saying? I just want to have a discussion. If you just reiterate your points, and then we can discuss those points.
Well, what do you want to talk about specifically? I'm not going to repeat. I don't want to bore the audience, but you must have something you want to raise.
Obviously, you were suggesting about women, not working and stuff, and etc. So if you just reiterate that stuff, I can make some points on that.
No, I didn't say women shouldn't work. Let me be clear on that. I was just making the ramifications clear of a woman pursuing a career. Yes, right? There's trade-offs that you have to make. Right, so women tend to marry across and up dominance hierarchies, and I'm quoting Dr. Jordan Peterson here. I don't want to sound like I'm intelligent or something. I'm quoting Jordan Peterson. They marry across and up dominance hierarchies. That's what that means is women don't tend to marry men who are weaker than them, dumber than them, shorter than them, poorer than them, etc. We can kind of agree on this, yeah?
Okay, so what are you trying to insinuate though? That's fine.
Not insinuate, as I said already, when I prefaced this discussion, the higher up the career ladder a woman goes, the more successful she becomes, the less options of men she has to choose from, because of
about that
because of her own mating strategy.
I'd have to disagree though, man. A lot of career people. I don't know what career you do. I don't know what you do or what you do for a living, but a lot of people that have careers, like myself and probably a lot of people in the live as well, they want someone similar, on a similar level to them, who also has a career.
So I have a proposal
I'd have to disagree with you.
If you have a sister who has a PhD, she's a PhD sister.
Okay, go ahead.
Bearing in mind that the research, it's not up for debate, by the way. It's unequivocal. Women marry across and up dominance hierarchies. If we agree that women do marry across and up dominance hierarchies, and you have a PhD woman, generally speaking, like my sister, who's also studying her PhD, a PhD woman is going to be looking for a minimum of a PhD man.
Okay, right? But then that's a good thing.
Hold on.
That's a good thing. Obviously,
it is a good thing. Hold on, but let me finish. Because my point is not that it's a bad thing. This is not about good and bad, by the way. Let me be clear on that.
Yeah, okay, but then that's understandable, because people want someone similar to them. So obviously, if you're a career person, yeah.
I don't.
So if you're a successful man. If you're a successful man, you're going to want a successful woman. So
hold on, I'm coming. I'll get to men. So let me finish. So a woman who's got a PhD, generally speaking, she's going to want a man who's got a PhD. Put it this way: she's not marrying no guy from Subway, right?
Of course not. Well then, who would?
Here's the catch.
Listen, if you were a doctor, or something, would you marry a girl from Subway?
Yes.
Well, a lot of people wouldn't.
Hold on, Asad, are you married?
No, not yet.
Okay, you're speaking like someone who's not married. Let me finish, okay? A woman who has a PhD wants a man who has a PhD. That's her mating strategy. Less than 2% of the population of British men have a PhD. Okay. That's not hold on.
But that's not necessarily. I'm gonna have to disagree with that. A woman with a PhD may not want a man with a PhD. She might want someone who has a degree or a good job or a good career. But it doesn't mean she necessarily wants someone with a degree. That's ridiculous, brother. Come on, man.
Asadwar, you're not listening.
You're not listening, though.
You agreed with me. You agreed with me that women marry across and up dominance hierarchies.
Yeah,
you just said
what's wrong with people that don't have PhDs. If someone can be an engineer without a PhD, a doctor or a lawyer or something, it doesn't mean he has. He has to have a PhD.
I want you to hear me out, and once you've heard me out, I'll hear you out.
Deal? Okay. Go ahead.
So, generally speaking, going back to the research, and I'm quoting Dr. Jordan Peterson, if it is true, which it is, that women marry across and up dominance hierarchies, a woman with a PhD, generally speaking, is also looking for another man with a PhD. Now,
I have to disagree with that.
No. You can disagree, but the research has spoken. So let me finish my point. If that's the case, less than 2% of British men have a PhD. That's not including the married men. That's not including the homosexual men, and that's not including old men. If you want to break it down to men in her tiny demographic that she's looking for, we're talking about a minuscule number.
But that's us under the assumption that this study is correct, which it can't be correct. I know many people from my own experience. You can't just look at this and assume it's correct. From your own personal experience and my own personal experience, and even the audience that are simping and brown nosing here. From everyone's experience, I would have to most certainly say that there are PhD women that aren't married to men with PhDs, without a shadow of a doubt.
Asadwar, keep the conversation up here. Don't use shaming tactics.
I'm being involved in the conversation, so
okay,
I am in the conversation. So
but this is not up for you. You just said at the beginning of this discussion that you agree, and you said, what's wrong with that? And I said, I agree. There's nothing wrong with it.
Okay.
I got no problem with it. But there's a consequence to that, and the consequence is a woman who's at that level has less options because of her own mating strategy.
But that's not. I don't agree with that mating strategy. I don't think that's correct. I think that
that's fine.
I think that someone who has a PhD, sure, they may be interested in someone who has another good career, like a whatever. There's engineers, lawyers, etc., that don't necessarily have PhDs, but they have good careers. So yes,
engineer, lawyer.
I do agree.
Let's go with the engineer lawyer thing. How many people have an engineering degree or are lawyers?
A lot of people, man. There's a huge. You know how many engineering? You know how many people there are in engineers every uni? I mean, I'm an engineer myself, to be totally honest with you. I don't want to.
Your reality does not skew the numbers. And what we're going to do
doesn't. But how many people, as an engineering student who was once an engineering student who's not anymore, but I can appreciate that there was thousands and thousands of applicants every year, and that there are thousands of graduates every year in engineering. And if you're a professional, you want a fellow professional. So that's simple as that.
What percentage of men in the UK are engineers? All men.
What percentage of men? What percentage of women have PhDs?
I've just told you. For men, it's around 2%. But let's not.
So obviously
what percentage of men in the UK are engineers?
So that whatever percentile that is, that percentile will look for each other, and then let's say that the people.
No. You could see at the beginning of this discussion, you agreed with me that women marrying across and up dominance hierarchies is not only correct, it's fair, and I agree with you.
Okay,
right? I agree with you. Why should a woman who is highly intelligent settle for a man who's dumb? Because the truth of the matter is, a woman is looking for a leader. She's looking for a leader.
But then similarly, men tend to do that as well.
Hold on, Asadu, you keep cutting me. I have to finish the point, and then you bring me your counter.
Go ahead.
So if we agree, as we did at the beginning of this discussion, that
by the way, the comments are hilarious.
Hold on. That women marry across and up dominance hierarchies, wouldn't logic then dictate the higher up the pyramid you go, the less choice you have? What's so difficult to understand about that?
But what I'm debating is the
amount what's so
of
difficult
less choice.
To understand about that?
Yes, there is less choice, but it's not as low as you're saying. It's not as if women are only looking for someone with a PhD. They may be looking for other people, with good careers, and there are loads of people with good careers. There's a lot of people making a lot of money. So it's not as low as you're saying.
Did you say there's a lot of people making a lot of money?
Yeah, there's a lot of people making a lot of money.
What do you define as a lot of money? Let's just define that.
It depends. In
your view, what does a lot of money mean in your world?
My view is different to everyone else's view, because I'm quite an ambitious individual. So for me, anything under 6 figures isn't a lot of money. I'm an ambitious guy.
How many six figures? I'm glad. I like ambitious men, by the way. What specifically? 100,000 or 999,000?
Well, the more the better. But obviously,
what do you define as a lot of money? What does define?
I'd say 100K. 100K is decent money. Like, I would be happy with that.
And what percentage of men in the UK earn 100K?
Not a lot, obviously not. But
no. But you just said a lot.
But Mahdi, that's me though.
You just said a lot.
That's me as a man. However, a lot of other women will be happy with someone who's on 40K or 30K.
You just said a lot of men are earning. You just said a lot of men are earning a lot of money.
But that's me. That's me.
Now you contradicted yourself.
No, I'm not contradicting myself, because that's me and everyone. Like I said to you that everyone has a different understanding of what a lot of money is. For me, it's different to what is a lot of money for you, and to your wife is different.
And in your world, according to what you define as a lot of money, you have said a lot of men, by your definition, earn a lot of money.
No,
so
not by my definition. I just said a lot of men earn a lot of money. I didn't say by my definition. I said by what I meant is by their own definition. So,
what percentage of men in the UK earn 100,000?
Well, that's 100K. Let's talk about what's a lot of money for someone else. Let's say someone in the comments is probably really gassed about earning 30K or 40K, and for them that may be a lot of money. And
what
a lot
percentage
of women
of men in the UK earn 100,000?
Okay, so what's a good career, Mahdi? Tell me a good career.
Listen,
What's a good career? Let's say engineering is a good career. A graduate engineer, Mahdi, earns 26,
I will answer your
26
question,
to 30K.
You're not going to deflect from this.
No, I'm not deflecting. I'm changing the topic. So let's say a graduate engineer earns 26 to 30K.
What percentage of men in the UK earn £100,000?
I don't know, but that's not the point of the discussion. The point.
So hold on. The point of the discussion is this: you said a lot of men earn a lot of money. Point one.
Okay.
Then you said, I define a lot of money as minimum of £100,000.
No, yeah, but that's me.
Hold on.
Point three.
No.
Point three is that everyone has their own indication of a lot of money.
I asked you a question. What percentage of men earn £100,000 in the UK?
I don't know, and I don't care. That's
throw
besides
a number.
The point.
Throw a number.
That's besides the point. That's
throw
besides the point.
It's
what
exactly
I'm saying.
The point. Throw a number.
We're going around in circles. Let's change the point of this discussion to this.
What percentage of men?
I don't know, and that doesn't concern me.
Would you like me to answer? Would you like me to answer?
Well, it's obviously a very small percentage, but that is just based on me.
So that's in contradiction to what you said at the beginning of this discussion.
No, it's not, because not every man. How many men are as ambitious as myself?
Earn a lot of money.
No.
And that and that you define a lot of money as £100,000, and then
no.
And now you're backpedaling and you're saying
no. What I'm saying to
not
you,
a lot of men earn £100,000.
What I'm saying is that not every man is as ambitious as the other man. So 40K to someone else may be a lot of money. Okay, and a graduate in many professional fields earns 40K, so that may be good money. And let's talk about 40K. A lot of men earn 40K.
No, okay, we're going to talk about 40K, but I'm going to answer the question first. The question is,
go ahead.
Less than 10% of men earn £100,000.
Okay.
So to answer your question, or I should say to refute your point, no, most men don't earn a lot of money. Okay, now that we've got that to the side, you want to talk about average earning men. £40,000, right?
Go ahead.
So what was your point about 40K?
So my point is that 40K may be a lot of money to someone else, and also there's a lot of professional fields that good professional fields with, let's say you get married at 25 to 30. So at that kind of age, 40K is good money, I think, for someone who's looking to get married. Everyone wants to get married at a different age, but from 25 to 30ish, approximately for people from Asia or wherever, that's the kind of age they're looking to get married. And at that kind of age, I'd say 40K is reasonable salary.
Okay, well, £40,000 earners, I'm just going to tell you what percentage of men earn £40,000. I'm going to find the actual stats so that I'm not just plucking things out.
Go ahead.
Right. According to the ONS, in 2020, the average UK salary was £38,600 for a full-time role.
Okay.
And £13,000 for a part-time role. Okay. So full-time employees on average are earning £38,600. That means, that if you're earning £40,000 a year, you're not earning a lot. You're earning average. You're average.
Okay, but so a lot of people, that may be good money. I mean, for someone who's looking to get married at 25 to 30, you have to remember that this average salary is for people of all ages. So let's say someone who's 25 to 30 on a graduate salary in whatever, engineering or medicine or something, or I don't know, law or whatever. I think 40K, 30 to 40K is reasonable, and a lot of women will be happy with that, in my opinion.
Okay, well, it's reasonable. It's also average. So let's bring it right back around to the PhD lady.
Okay, go ahead.
So, bearing in mind that we've established already that women marry across and up dominance hierarchies, and bearing in mind that the vast majority of people in the world, forget about in the UK, the vast majority of individuals fall in that average spectrum, that middle bit. Yeah, most of us are average. As much as we'd like to think we're special, it's just not true. Most of us are average. Most of us are average looking, average earning, and so on, right? Most people earn an average income. So I ask you, considering that most men earn an average income, will a PhD woman who is an exceptional woman, most probably earning an exceptional salary, settle for an average man?
PhD isn't an exceptional salary. PhD.
Will she settle for an average man? Okay, it's not exceptional. Will she settle for an average man, in your opinion?
It depends on what the PhD is in, but that's all I can say. It depends what the PhD is in. Like the earning potential of someone in robotics or cybersecurity or AI or something, that would be a lot more than someone who did a PhD in something else, for example, related to nursing, for example.
How many PhD women do you know?
I'd say around 10-ish, under 10.
How many of them are married?
A large percentage of them, yeah.
How many?
Probably like 6-ish.
Okay, and who are they married to?
Other professionals.
Right.
Okay.
That's my point.
But like
there's no but. There's no but. There's no.
No,
but.
there is a but, because
that's my point.
Because what you're saying is that it's just the 2% or whatever. It's not. These are other people who are professionals. They may not be PhD. Well, they definitely aren't PhD people, but there are other good professionals.
They definitely are PhD people.
Aren't PhD. That's what I said. They're not people with PhDs, but they're people from good professions. Which
would you say
is bigger than the 2%? Which is bigger than the 2%?
But are they individuals from a similar level of education and academia?
Which is exactly my point. So similar levels of education, such as other good professionals, such as engineers, lawyers, etc.
And
yes,
how many
that's my point.
How many individuals live in that upper echelon?
It's not even the upper echelon. Like, you know how many people get law degrees these days? There's so many people. It's not exactly the upper echelon.
How many individuals are in that upper echelon of excellence?
Well, a good amount, But like I said,
are they a majority or a minority?
Of course, not everyone is in that upper echelon.
Are they a majority or a minority?
But I knew it was the minority the whole time. But what I'm saying is, it's not the 2%. It's not the 2% that you're saying. You're suggesting it's a 2%, but it's clearly not.
Can we agree that they're a minority?
Can we agree that it's not the small percentage that you suggested it was?
Can we
agree
not
that
2%? Who are
Can we agree that it's not the 2%?
This is what women do to me. Don't answer a question with a question. I will answer your question.
Do to you,
I will answer your question, but you must answer my question first.
Yeah, but you must answer my question at the same time. It's a back and forth.
People who live in the realm of excellence, it doesn't matter what damn field is. I don't care. Are they a minority or a majority?
Of course, I knew they were. I said it was the minority the whole time, but it's not that tiny minority that you suggest. It's not that 2%.
No,
it is definitely not that 2%.
Asadwa, you're not going to talk over me. Okay?
No, it is not that 2%. You've been talking over me the whole time. It's not that 2%.
You're on my live.
I don't care who's live or on. I don't care. I'm going to say my points.
So if we're going to have a debate,
if we're going to have a debate, we're going to have a debate.
No.
Yes.
We're gonna talk.
We're gonna have a debate. We're gonna have a debate. Look,
we're gonna talk. We're gonna have a discussion, but you've got to cut this shit out.
No, you need to cut this shit out. You've been talking over me as well. So if you can't take it, then don't give it out. Simple as that.
I will ask you one more time. If we can agree that men of excellence are a minority and that women of excellence don't want to pair with men less than them, then by common reasoning, can we not establish and agree that if she wants to pair with someone on a like-minded level as her, she has fewer options to choose from? True or false?
I'm not going to answer this question because that's not the point of the discussion. The point of my discussion was simply debating whether or not the study that you were looking at,
which you suggested was 2%, that question?
Because my point was not related to that. My point was that you suggested that these people, this upper excellence was the 2%. It is not a 2%.
What do you have to lose by answering that question?
It doesn't matter what I have to lose. All I'm saying is that it's not the 2% that you suggested it was. That's not my point. My point is...
So can we agree, putting the 2% figure to the side?
No, but that's my point of discussion. That's why I came to discuss this.
Women marry... Listen, if you don't believe me, let's ask the women here. Let's ask them. Ladies, you're in the comments. I ask you a question. If you have a PhD, are you marrying a guy from Subway?
I didn't say they're going to marry a Subway, but yes, they are going to marry someone who also has a good career. Now you're making that's absolute nonsense.
Listen, Asadwa, I'm not going to speak now. We're going to let the ladies speak.
No, listen.
I ask you a question. Will you marry a man who is less intelligent than you?
But that's not what I said.
Who's weaker than you, who's less qualified than you, and who earns less than you? Don't take it from me. Don't take it from me. We'll let the ladies speak.
No, that's not what I said. No one said anyone's getting married to someone from Subway. That's absolute nonsense. But
so I'll ask you one more time, Asadwa.
I don't want you to dodge this bullet. I'm
asking you a question.
Look, I have to go now. But all I'm going to say is I'm going to leave on this note. I have to go.
But
it was good. It was a good chat. But what I'm going to say, I'm going to leave on this note is the fact that no, it was not Subway. It was nothing to do with Subway. Obviously, we're not talking about Subway. Subway is nonsense.
The excellence pyramid.
Obviously not Subway.
Does it not connote by logic and reasoning?
Look, no one's talking about Subway. You're just talking nonsense. It's nothing to do with the Subway.
Highly qualified have less
absolute nonsense. Look, I'm going to have to go. Look, see, you're doing the same thing with your talking. You love to give shit out, but you can't take shit. That's why you got kicked out of your house by all 3 of your wives. Take it easy.
Hit the X on your way out. So I'm glad you could see that dialogue, guys. You could all see firsthand that when I ask simple questions that require simple answers, there's all this ducking and diving and dodging. And then in the end, you want to know when the debate or the dispute, the disagreement, when it's ended, when the individual resorts to insults and shaming. Sign language. Shame, insult, guilt trip, the need to be right. The need to dodge questions left and right. To not answer simple questions. That's when the debate is over. Barakallah fiqh. When the debate is over, slander starts. And I could tell this individual is someone who's never been married because he doesn't have a good idea of the sexual marketplace.